Yes, it's not even close to being Atlanta's second race of the season. The AutoTrader 400 at Echo Park Speedway sparked a fuse in the garage in addition to providing us with a crazy finale. Team radios were melting, drivers were furious, and the post-race interview seemed more like, "This is getting out of control," than like, "We'll get them next week." This is where it gets insane. One individual wasn't upset with a single move. Several well-known figures, including champions, veterans, and contenders, were all expressing the same thing. There is an issue with the method we are currently racing, as many drivers believe that the current rules and regulations are compromising safety and fairness in the competition. Let's examine what transpired, why so many drivers lost it, and why there may be a more serious problem at NASCAR than anyone wants to acknowledge. Because, sure, Tyler Reddick triumphed once more. But it wasn't only the checkered flag that everyone in Atlanta was talking about. It was the repercussions. Atlanta gave a suspenseful performance before turning into a brawl. First, a brief overview. Previously called Atlanta Motor Speedway, Echo Park Speedway is now essentially a little super speedway. Large pushes, draft runs, and lanes that arise and disappear in a matter of seconds. Additionally, it switches to survival mode when it reaches overtime. And that's precisely what took place on Sunday. Tyler Reddick held off Carson Hocevar to start 2026 back-to-back after the game went into double overtime. Thus, it appears to be a celebration. In actuality, half of the field left Atlanta's race thinking, "I got wrecked by somebody who didn't have to do that." And that's where the rage begins. After being wrecked, Kyle Busch explodes. Let's begin with the day's loudest quotation. After a flip and harsh contact halted his race, Kyle Busch was not in the mood to sugarcoat anything on the radio. Busch summed it up in a single sentence shortly after it occurred. The kind of statement that indicates he's finished speaking in a courteous manner. "It killed one car in the collision. Cool as hell. I'll see you all later." That's not annoyance. That's fury. After that, Busch exits, approaches Fox, and names it. Greg's son Noah. Busch essentially said, "I was out of shape trying to catch it, and he didn't give me a second." Busch claimed that rather than merely taking a moment to make sure I was straight, Gregson rammed me as hard as he could and sent me spinning. These days, that's kids. These days, Kyle Busch is not referring to age when he mentions kids. He is discussing driving regulations. He claims that there is no longer any respect. And when one veteran says it aloud, it gives everyone else license to express their true feelings. The crazy thing is that Kyle Busch also gave appreciation to the person in the center of the controversy. Because this would just be typical NASCAR drama if it were just about Busch versus Gregson. But there was no beef in Atlanta. It was beef on top of beef. And the first hint came from Kyle Busch himself. Busch had won the truck race the day before. In particular, he gave his teammate credit for helping him finish. Carson Hocevar, a fantastic teammate, supported me. Busch then criticizes today's youth on Sunday after praising Hocevar on Saturday. Why is that important? Because Hocevar is going to reappear frequently. Everyone knows who ran Christopher Bell over. We now reach the point that instantly caused the garage to vibrate. Restart in overtime. Front row. Everybody sees the same thing. Before the run even settles, Christopher Bell is stuck in the wall as Carson Hocevar tries to fit a car into a space. Bell's subsequent response was instructive. He didn't appear shocked, not because he screamed. Bell stated that Hoser had shared one message, but he doesn't make any assumptions about him. That's what he told me. You never, ever anticipate anything. Well, particularly from him. That's a reputation, not just a grievance. Bell didn't even give him a thorough roasting. He went so far as to say that he required a replay. However, especially from him, is the crucial sentence. It might say something like, "The garage already has a file on you." Bell also scored as many NASCAR points as she could. Here, nothing is ever expected or merited. Translation, it is what it is. However, the tone was obvious. This could have been prevented. The brutally honest remark from Hocevar is part of the issue. This is where things start to get difficult. Because Carson Hocevar did not flee from it. He essentially expressed out loud what supporters always accuse drivers of doing. Hocevar had a straightforward mindset. He noticed a gap. He took his shot with assistance behind him. He said, "I'm going to try the push." A shot was made there. He was much more critical of himself over the finish following the race. "Really, I choked. It's not a man attempting to spin it. That man is fully aware of what he did. Here's why NASCAR ought to be anxious, though. Every other driver believes. So, I have to race you like you're going to do that every time. When a driver publicly acknowledges that he will force the issue, and chaos spreads in this way, because you cease giving gaps to people if you think they will always send it into a gap. Additionally, crashes occur when no one provides gaps. After coming close to winning, Bubba Wallace makes a statement that sums up the entire race. Bubba Wallace was present, so let's talk about him now. He possessed stage points. He was running behind schedule. Additionally, he makes a move in overtime that just misses, costing him the victory. Bubba's response thereafter was not, "I got robbed. I pushed the limit and I miscalculated," was more accurate. "I'm just pumped that Toyota still made it to victory lane," he remarked. In essence, Bubba is saying, "I wanted it, but at least it stayed in the family." He then clarifies the error. "You know, I didn't think I had advanced far enough to permit it. We had a race car today, which was unfortunate." However, what he said next, crediting someone fans wouldn't anticipate, was the most revealing. Raja Cut. Bubba claimed that he gained insight from observing how Cut Music handled his Xfinity race. Avoid doing anything that could compromise a strong finish. Being patient is one thing, but you also need to be somewhat alert. That's significant because Bubba essentially explained the tightrope that everyone is currently walking. You get swallowed if you're too patient. You get wrecked, or, music, you damage someone else if you are too aggressive. Additionally, patience vanishes when battling for a victory in overtime. Drivers are now attempting to be strategic and aggressive. However, calculating quickly devolves into chaos on a drafting track. It's best expressed by the race winner. "How I won, that is beyond me." Even the winner, Tyler Reddick, likened these races to a roll of dice. Reddick acknowledged the reality of contemporary superspeedway-style racing after Daytona. "It's unbelievable. You never know how these races will conclude. You merely make an effort to live." That way of thinking is no longer limited to Daytona. Atlanta is beginning to share this sentiment. Additionally, drivers cease racing like it's a 400-mile chess match when survival becomes the plan. They race as if it were a 2-lap bar brawl. Let's now address the largest issue facing NASCAR. Before we do that, please do me a favor right now if you enjoy this straightforward approach to NASCAR news. Please share this with one NASCAR friend, hit like, and subscribe to NASCAR Central. To demonstrate that this channel deserves to expand, we're aiming for 1,000 subscribers and 100 likes. Your support is more beneficial than you may realize. Now, let's get to the true problem that NASCAR cannot overlook. After Atlanta, NASCAR has a major issue. It's right here. The tale of the driver lashing out isn't really about Bell getting hit in the wall, Bubba missing a block, or Kyle Busch getting upset. They are signs. The fact that the same name appears in the midst of everything is the true issue. Hocevar, Carson. Consider it. Hocevar is the vehicle that forces the move when Bell is wrecked during overtime. In the last battle, Bubba is leading late and must contend with Hocevar standing behind him. Reddick physically keeps Hocevar at bay in the race winner's highlight. Additionally, Hocevar is portrayed as the aggressive closer who consistently falls short in the NASCAR.com analysis of the finish. It matters because of this. The issue facing NASCAR is not limited to Atlanta. There might be an issue with NASCAR's driving guidelines. Additionally, one driver's style is beginning to dominate the entire garage, because the entire field responds when one driver is identified as the one who will take the hole, and races become resentful as a result of that response. Why does this quickly become a NASCAR-wide crisis? This is the aspect that fans are sometimes unaware of. Drivers are not forgetful. They retain mentalists. Payback doesn't usually occur right away when a motorist gains a reputation for being erratic or excessively combative. Later on, it manifests as a restart, a lane decision, an unsuccessful push, or a block that abruptly becomes far tighter than necessary. And that's how NASCAR becomes something more than a single race. A seasonal spiral in which drivers lose faith in one another. Additionally, when trust is lost on a drafting track, major wrecks occur, which fuel rage, which fuels revenge, which fuels more wrecks. And now NASCAR is stuck attempting to simultaneously satisfy two demands from fans. Allow them to race. Put an end to the foolishness. It's a difficult balance to tread since half of the fan population shouts softly as soon as NASCAR starts policing violence. However, Drivers begin policing it themselves as soon as NASCAR does nothing. It becomes ugly at that point. What comes next, then? Here's something to keep an eye on moving forward. Do drivers begin to race Hocevar in a different way, allowing him no lane, obstructing him more forcefully, and refusing to assist him? After seeing his name associated with chaos for the past 2 weeks, does Hocevar adapt? Above all, does NASCAR intervene in any way? Or do they let the garage take care of it? Because Atlanta was more than just a fantastic conclusion. It was a cautionary tale. Top candidates are essentially shrugging as if you never expect anything from them, while guys like Kyle Busch are openly declaring that they are babies these days. This indicates that the stress is genuine and intensifying. One of the most competitive races of the year was held in Atlanta. However, if the drivers' responses are any indication, NASCAR may be about to embark on a season in which the greatest struggles will be for respect rather than merely trophies. I want to hear from you now. Was that just hard racing on Hocevar's part? Or did he go too far? And should the drivers take care of this, or should NASCAR start enforcing stricter rules? Leave a comment with your thoughts. We're just getting started, so subscribe to NASCAR Central if you want more NASCAR stories explained like that each week.